I seem to be on a roll with modeling hinges, and I'm going to keep that going, seeing as I moved my studio back into the living room, which gives me a lot more room to do a music studio and a 3D studio. And in celebration of the change, I'm going to model another hinge, which is going to be this one, this T-Hinge as they call it. All right, so just another simple little thing that I enjoy doing. So I'm going to create this part here first. All right, and the way I'm going to do that is Shift A. I'm going to add a plane, and I'm going to scale it in the Y a little bit. Come in, and I'm going to choose these two vertices, scale in the X like this. And I'm going to go back in there. Actually, I'm going to grab this edge. Hold on, make sure that my screencast keys are on. There we go. Okay, grab that edge, Shift S, cursor to selected, so that my next object will come in right there. Shift A, I'm going to add a circle, and I'm going to scale it down. Okay, looks something like that to make this piece right here. And that's about where I want it anyhow, so I'm going to go into edit mode, vertex, and I'm going to delete all of these vertices. Okay, and I'm going to join these two objects. I'll go back into edit mode now, and I'm going to delete this edge right here. Okay. In vertex mode, I'm going to grab these two, make a face, these two and make a face, select them all and make a face. Okay, so it's going to be like that. Select it all again, E to extrude. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit for the thickness of this. Make sure all my normals are facing the right way. There's not that many normals anyhow. All right, now I still have my 3D cursor right there, which is perfect because I want to bring in a cylinder and cut this hole, and I'll use the same cylinder to cut these other holes. So Shift A, bring a cylinder in, scale it down. Okay, and just get a sense of where this is placed. It looks like the top edge is roughly where that is. So bring it down. I think I'll make it a bit bigger. The top edge will be roughly there, nice big hole, and like I said, I'm going to use the same cylinder to make these other holes. I can't tell, I haven't looked that closely if they're the same size, but this looks quite big actually, but we'll go with this for the time being. So I'm going to duplicate that and bring one down here, I'll duplicate it, and I'll bring this one up a little bit. Now they do look rather big. If I was to select them all and go to individual origins and scale, I just feel a little bit more comfortable with them being a little smaller, even though the width here between the cylinder or where the hole is going to be in the side seems to be greater in mine than here. The tapering is a little bit more on this one, but this is fine. This is my version of it. Okay, so Control J those, and let's make sure all the normals are consistent. Let's see if we're ready to go ahead and do a Boolean. Okay, so it looks good. Now, in a previous video, I showed how I made this shiny part here because I can't bevel this. And what I did is I brought back my cylinders. Let's get rid of some of these. Actually, let's come on in and grab a point, Control L to select the linked. And I'm going to delete those. I'll stay in edit mode for now. So I've got this one here. Let's scale it in the Z. No, I guess I'm not. Let's now scale it in the Z. Thin it out quite a bit. Show you what I'm going to do here. get that about there, and then I think I'll come into it, and I'll just move that one up there. Now, no one's going to see the back side of this, only this surface. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit inset. I'm going to inset it just a little bit. And nope, I'm going to select both top and bottom, and then I'm going to inset. Okay, then I'm going to bridge edge loops to get rid of that. And now I'm going to come in, actually I think to make it easier, I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to come into it, and I want to delete these polys and these, oops, these polys and these top ones, which I'm having trouble selecting. Not the side ones. There we go. Delete those faces. I just want this part. So I got that. Okay. Okay, so let's bring this back down. And I'm going to grab this lower edge, and I'm just going to hit scale. I'm going to pull it in. I'll grab that one, and I'm going to pull it out. Like that. Alright, and that's how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take this, Shift-E, and I'm going to do my best to position it over all these ones. Okay, that's fine. Let me not play around with it too much. Okay, I'm going to grab these and I'm going to join them to this for now. I'll think about this other piece here later. I might go back in and take those. Okay, now that I have that, I need to make a little extension here, this part here. I don't know that I'm going to curve it. But I need to make this the piece that's going to come off to this, to the main cylinder there. So come in here, I can select that, but what I'll do is I'm going to put edge loops, 1, roll my mouse up, 2, accept that, scale in the X. Alright, take off individual origins, scale in the X out to, you know, maybe around there, let's say. Go back to that face and extrude it just a little bit. Good, like that. All right, so that's my piece. Now we'll make this a little bit nicer to look at. So I'll grab all of the edges along the top and along the bottom. I'll do my best to get them all. Okay, looks like we got them all. And I'm going to do a small bevel, Control B, pull back just a little bit. I'm going to put 1, 2 segments if I can get them in there. Deselect. And I'm going to hit smooth and switch this over to maybe a smooth, auto smooth angle of about 12. Okay, and these. Let's see what happens if I do that. Okay, I may have to adjust the angle for these as well. Let me go ahead and try 12 as well. Let's see if it likes that. Okay, maybe I can do better. Let's try 25. That looks pretty good. Oh, did I join these? Okay, good. Now, of course, it'll take the smoothing angle of this, so that's fine anyhow. Okay, so I'll have this now. What I'm going to do next is I want to get this cylinder, and I want to get in the right place, so I'm going to go into my object here, and I'm just going to select one of these lines. Doesn't really matter which one exactly. Shift Shift S, cursor to selected, and back to object mode. Now I'm going to bring in a cylinder, just your standard 32 end guns, I don't care about that. Rotate Y90 and scale it down. Now I'll push it out. So it would attach roughly there, scale it in the X, and it goes out beyond these, it looks like. Actually, hang on. No, it looks like these pieces go there, yeah. Looks something like that. That's good enough anyhow. Okay, so that's how that's going to attach. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to make these little pieces, which look like they're, I don't know, a little smaller than this. I'm going to make these two cylinders the same size. So I think I will grab this face and this one, and so I want to make these pieces. I want to make them a little smaller, right? So I'm going to hit I to inset, bring it in just a little bit. I'm going to hit E, and I'm going to go scale in the X, and that's going to pull them out a bit. And say that's about enough, all right? And that would end those pieces. So I'm going to unselect, and then the next cylinder would start. And the way I'm going to get that next cylinder is I'm going to grab this top edge here and this top edge there, all right? I'm going to go Shift D to duplicate and P to make them a new selection. Come out and select it. So there they are, they're selected. Okay, I'm going to go Scale X. That's going to move them out to about there. Edit mode, select F to add a face, E to extrude, scale in the X, and just start going. Now this one will look weird. I'm just going here, and I'll fix that right now. Select them all, recalculate the normals. Okay, so let's come back to these. Grab that one and this one, and these look like they're about, you know, maybe half of that size. So scale in the X, you know, maybe something like that. Okay, and then we have these ends here, so I think I'll do the same kind of thing. I'm going to inset a little bit, and then E, scale X, and now I've got them both selected. I'm going to hit Control B, I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to roll my mouse a few times to add some segments to round it off, and I'll get that. Okay, this of course can be smoothed. Let's try 45, and this one can be smoothed. I'll try 45 as well. What happened there, huh? Did I not hit smooth? There, okay. Now there is something else that I want to do though. I don't want these sharp edges now that I think about it. So let's come in here and let's grab that top edge there. Start again, that top edge and this top edge. Control B, pull back a little bit. And I'll try to see if I can get a couple of segments in there. Then I'll smooth it just a little bit. And I'll do the same on this. That one on that side. And this one on this side. And you know what? While I'm at it, I'll grab that one and that one. Okay. Control B, pull back. There. Oops. Just like that. Okay, so they're a little bit softer edges, and yeah, that's good. Save this, and now I just need to make this piece right here. All right, so to do that, let's come into this. Look at the front. Select that edge, Shift A, cursor selected, and how do I want to do this? Do it with a cube. With a plane, doesn't really matter. I'll do it with a cube. Scale it in the Z, sorry. Scale it in the Z. Make it nice and thin. And it looks pretty similar to that. Scale it in the X, and it goes just about to those end pieces. Something like that would be all right. And now it doesn't come out too far, so I'll come into this. We'll grab this face here and we'll pull it in, something like that. Okay, now it joins with these outer cylinders. Okay, so the way we'll do that is, let's hide this stuff and let's go, we gotta go into the thing, Control R to, yeah, I think I just need 2. Scale in the X and bring them just a little bit on the inside of those cylinders. It's hard to tell if it's right at the edge. I don't like doing it right at the edge. I've already got this one here. Okay, so good enough. So with that there, I can hide this stuff now. Select these polys and extrude them a little bit. So hide everything, and maybe I'll move it a tiny bit back so it would look like that. Okay, now did I delete the cylinders? I guess I deleted these cylinders. So let's see if I can go in and get anything useful out of here. So for example, can I take the outer edge of that, and how messy will that be? Let's see if I go Shift D. Did I do P? I guess I didn't. Let's see. I didn't get the whole thing, did I? Alrighty. Better idea, I think, is I'm just going to bring a cylinder in again, Shift A, cylinder, scale it, and I'm going to bring it next to one of those holes. I probably shouldn't have deleted all those cylinders. Okay. But it doesn't have to be the exact same size. No one's going to be there measuring it. That's fine right there. So I want to make 3 holes, one sort of, well, we'll have a look where. It's about equal distance. So one is about in the middle of there. Shift D. One is a little bit back. And another one. Okay, I'll grab all these, join them, and do a Boolean. Okay, save it, looking good. Let's bring those back and do what we did before. Go in, grab a piece of those ones, Control L, and delete. And I always do that. Stay here. Let's bring this down to about surface level. Bring this up to about surface level. Reselect both of those. Now they're not going to be the exact same size as the other ones, but again, that's not really a problem. I just want to come in for a second, have a look at it. Okay, so let's see if I can get these. Nope, that row and that row. Delete faces. What happened there? I didn't bridge the edge loops. Yeah, bridge edge loops. Yep, forgot a step. X these faces, good. Okay, let's get this down roughly level again. Okay, let's scale it out. Hold the shift button to move in smaller increments as we scale. Edit mode. edge. Grab this scale, pull it in a nice distance. We'll get a nice shine from that. Let's come back and see if that's actually decent placement right now. I think that looks just fine. Okay, so Shift D. Let's bring this over to this one first. Line it up. That looks all right. Shift D. Do this one. Let's zoom in on this one. Close enough. This, and this. Control J. Let's hide all this stuff. And let's bevel this. Edge. Let's deselect everything. Let's go around. Okay, let's see how she works. Control B, no, it's not working yet. Let's not do that. Let's go out and go Object, Apply Rotation and Scale, come back in, try it again. There we go. Put in a couple. Okay, let's put on smoothing. Let's bring everything back now, and we're going to join this and that. Control J, this and this. Control J. Now let's put. Let's come into here and select this. Shift A, cursor to selected, and let's try. Putting the 3D cursor there and taking this. Rotate in the X. Rotates up. Okay, so I have some smoothing issues here, as you can see. And so what we'll do is I will, oh, that's because I've got 45. Let's try 20. No, I still got a problem there. So I'm going to go with 12. Okay, went with the smaller number there. Okay, if you zoom in really close, you'll see some faceting, but otherwise, let's get rid of that. Otherwise, that's what it would look like. Sorry, I didn't want that there. I do want it back here. It's silly. Shift S, cursor to select it. So I can play around with this, rotating the X. All right, so that's how that looks. I just find a nice angle that I like. Let's try. Let's see if that does anything. No. Okay. I mean, if I broke this away from this, I could put a different smoothing angle on it. You know, if I wanted this a lot smoother, you know, like that, and then I wouldn't have problems with this. You can just parent them and have them move. But that's it. That's what it would look like. There, just put it there. That's a nice spot for a render. There you go. Okay, thanks for watching.